The girl chose her boyfriend through a hug. After choosing, the two headed straight to the hospital. Unexpectedly, the doctor couldn't understand what they were saying.
你们两个什么关系？夫妻。
When the boy said, husband and wife, the girl smiled shyly. That's when we learned that this young couple are both deaf and mute. They were worried that their disabilities might be passed on to their child, so they came to the hospital for a pre-pregnancy checkup. The girl's name is Liao. She has never heard a single sound in this world. Fortunately, she was born into a happy family and lived like a princess as a child. However, this didn't spoil her. When she grew up, she couldn't find a decent job. She worked various temp jobs, did cleaning work, and even worked at a massage parlor. During her shifts, she often encountered inappropriate customers. Some asked for her contact info, others even touched her inappropriately. Her family was very worried, so they urged her to quit the massage job. Not wanting to stay idle at home, she began carrying wholesale toys to sell in the nearby park every day. She left early and came home late, often facing cold stares from passers-by. But she didn't care. Despite the hardships, she felt content, because this way, she could feel she hadn't been abandoned by society. When she reached the age to talk about marriage, her family feared she wouldn't be able to get married, so they promptly introduced her to a potential partner.
给他介绍一个家里条件不错的我们医院的孩子，有点残疾，就小儿麻痹症，腿有点瘸。结果他非常不高兴，就在微信说了，以后家人你不要管我的婚事，我自己婚事自己解决。
This made Liao very angry. She didn't want to marry someone she had no feelings for. She would rather miss the chance than spend her life settling. By chance, Liao shared her daily life as a cleaner in a livestream. Many netizens were deeply moved by her bravery and sunshine-like personality. Reading the comments, Liao felt the warmth of humanity, and gradually grew stronger. She later changed her online name to Li Yonggan, which means Li Brave. During one of her live streams, she met another deaf and mute boy, Ma Haoran. When Ma Haoran was 2 years old, he lost his hearing and speech due to a high fever. Compared to Liao's family, his circumstances were worlds apart. He grew up with his grandparents, without parents. In order to ease the financial burden, he started working early. His grandmother was afraid that once he stepped into society, he might get bullied. She often told him, "Since you can't speak or hear, then smile." From then on, smiling became Ma Haoran's way of communicating with the world. When he wasn't working, he would just sit at home in a daze, with no friends, pouring all his energy into work. Until one day, he saw Li Yonggan on his screen. He was deeply attracted to her beauty, confidence, and cheerfulness. In his gray world, the gears of fate quietly began to turn. He gathered the courage to ask for Li Yonggan's phone number. Sharing the same fate, they felt a deep empathy. Not long after, Ma Haoran began pursuing her passionately. Their first meeting took place at a train station in Inner Mongolia. Some people know the moment they meet, it's a lifetime decision. Ma Haoran decided to hold on to this love. From Liaoyang in northeast China to Inner Mongolia, it's a distance of 1,400 kilometers. They were like two whales of 52 Hz frequency. In this vast world, they could only hear each other and just happen to meet. But Liao's family strongly opposed the relationship. They felt that Ma Haoran was 4 years younger, and they met online, completely unreliable.
连我儿子都说，怎么把他嫁那么远去？一旦他要受欺负怎么办呢？他两口子打仗怎么办呢？他也不会说，他上哪儿求助啊？跟我弟弟说，三舅你能放心吗？
我也不希望让他远嫁，是吧？谁家都那几个孩子，你说谁不想孩子？
The family's concerns cast a shadow over this hard-earned love. Upon hearing this, Ma Haoran didn't hesitate to buy train tickets for his future in-laws, and invited them to Liaoyang to see things in person. At the dining table, Liao's mother teared up as she spoke. She had raised her daughter with great hardship, and feared that marrying far away would bring her suffering. She also doubted whether Ma Haoran could truly care for her daughter. Seeing the mother's reluctance, Ma Haoran's grandmother repeatedly promised she would treat Liao like her own granddaughter, and never let her suffer.
不同意，太远。那时候他奶奶来了，我们也这么说，那么老远，再说孩子说话不方便，真是在那头吧，有点啥事儿，家里头边上没有人。
After lunch, Liao's family set off on their way home. At the train station in Inner Mongolia, Ma Haoran specially bought a platform ticket. Staring at the girl he loved, his eyes were full of reluctance. He ran alongside the train for a long stretch, afraid that this time, he might never see her again. In this world, true love can conquer all. To help Liao's parents feel reassured, Ma Haoran decided to give it one more try. On the day of departure, his grandparents got up early and went to the bustling market, hoping to prepare a delicious meal for Liao's family. Although they didn't have any expensive gifts, this humble and sincere gesture from ordinary people felt especially precious. Ma Haoran, feeling sorry for his grandparents, wanted to keep part of the food for them. But his grandmother, ignoring his protests, packed all the ingredients into the bags. After traveling non-stop for an entire day and night, Ma Haoran finally arrived at Liao's hometown. Liao had been waiting outside for his arrival. The moment Haoran stepped out of the station, Liao immediately ran up and gave him a deep and passionate hug. July 10th was Ma Haoran's 22nd birthday. It was also the day they finally reached the legal age for marriage. Ma Haoran decided to plan a romantic proposal for Liao. He promised her that for the rest of his life, he would always listen to her and love her as he did from the very beginning. Touched by his deep love, Liao shed tears of happiness. To reassure Liao's parents, Ma Haoran chose to register their marriage in her hometown. They filled out the forms and pressed their fingerprints. When the official seal was stamped onto their photo, they officially became husband and wife. Tears once again welled up in Liao's eyes. She knew she had found someone she could rely on. After receiving their marriage certificate, Ma Haoran immediately video called his grandmother. When she saw their wedding photo, she gave a deeply relieved smile.
祝你永远爱人幸福，我放心了。
Liao's mother stood at a distance, watching the scene with misty eyes. The night before the wedding, she held Liao's hand and repeatedly reminded her to take good care of herself.
吃饭我懂了，我们大家都懂了啊，你好好的啊。
Though she was reluctant to part, she had more blessings and hopes for her daughter's future happiness. The wedding was held as planned. The venue was warm and romantic.
好的，朋友们，这阳晨吉时已到，让我们向幸福出发。
是想念，我你温柔过境。 才发现，原来花开都有声音。只要你在我生命途径。
With a hint from Liao, Ma Haoran successfully found the bride's shoes. He jumped onto the bed in excitement and kissed her on the forehead to express his deep love for her. At the wedding, a video was playing that showed all their past moments together. The sweet memories and shared experiences touched everyone present with a sense of joy. Liao's father, watching the journey of hardship and sweetness they had walked together, shed tears of emotion.
才懂得感情的距离，让爱你就像风中的千万里从不回去，像太阳升了无需无论朝夕，和爱你就像人飘了千万。
In this silent world, though they couldn't hear the cheers around them, you could see every blessing and joy falling like flower petals from the sky, showering them in celebration. Their love traveled over 1,300 kilometers, from the south to the north, overcoming countless obstacles. They are willing to walk side by side and face this lonely world together.
他们虽然听到你的祝福，但是能看见你们的祝福。新婚，声音里小的来一次新婚。
In this noisy world, There exists a kind of love that is silent yet the most touching. They can't hear each other's voices, but they can feel each other's heartbeat. They don't have extravagant possessions or smooth life paths, but what they do have is unwavering love and the courage to face the future without hesitation. Liao's persistence, Ma Haoran's sincerity, the grandparent's simplicity, and the mother's reluctance. All these pieces form the most authentic and heartwarming picture of love. They show us, love isn't about what you say, but whether you're willing to hold someone's hand and walk through the storms together. To you watching this, have you ever doubted the power of love? Have you ever feared the realities of life? May this story help you believe again that true love doesn't need to be perfect. It only needs a sincere heart. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. See you next time.